Welcome to the MaryLee Herrmann Show. When I was in my early 30s, I was a flight attendant, and I decided at some point that I absolutely positively had to have either a body piercing in addition to my double piercings on my ears, or a tattoo. Now, this was the first time I thought about getting a body piercing, but not the first time I thought about getting a tattoo. I wasn't even sure what I would get, though, to be honest, I probably would have ended up with a tramp stamp. I saw this one woman in Portugal, gorgeous, gorgeous, all these wild flowers and just vivid colors. It was so pretty. However, I opted for the belly piercing, which was actually pretty fun when I was on a layover in Cairo, and my crew entered me into a belly dancing competition, which I won. Yay! I wore my little crop top and my little belly button ring, and I loved it. However, I have on and off thought about getting a tattoo still. And it's been coming up for me even more lately. The last 5 months or so, I've just really been feeling more and more that I would like to get a tattoo. Now, I don't know where the desire comes from for me personally. I mean, growing up, I wasn't around anyone that I can recall that had them. The only time I saw tattoos when I was young, was little, and probably even through high school, and in my conservative University of Cincinnati college, was on TV and in movies, the hardened criminals. Well, obviously that's not the only people who get tattoos. Those aren't the only people who get tattoos. And maybe I was seeing more tattoos during that time in my life because I was traveling the world. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure why now it's just coming up for me so intensely that I want to get one. And why do people get them? I mean, some people get them to actually be rebellious. I know some get to honor someone or something, mom, though mine would say dad, or commemorate an experience or something that they went through. I know someone who gets, I think it's a little star, and he gets a new one on his back every year that he's sober. And some people get them just for the sake of art, because they can be beautiful. I think for me, when I first started thinking about getting a tattoo recently, a few months ago, I was having, and I still am, a lot of dreams about wings. And I have just chosen lately, I've been feeling a power coming from gold, the color gold. And so I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll get gold wings on my shoulder blades. Like, not huge, the whole back, but And I still think I've seen some that are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I'll think, well, maybe I'll do a little red bird, like a red bird on my ankle, in honor of Daddy. Because anytime I see a bird, and they say that red birds do, there is something about them being not ghosts, but that they are spirits of people that have passed, and a reminder of them in your world. I thought about maybe getting some kind of a little inspiring phrase, or what else have I thought about? I think about the flowers. I think about different things. Thought about Princey, just getting Princey on there because Daddy's nickname for me. And I think about where. I don't think I would want it on my back now, because I've decided more and more I want one somewhere I can see it. Because really, I'm doing it for me, right? And yeah, then I think about my upper arm. I sometimes think about little, something here at the chest, maybe a red bird right here, or a violet flame. If you're into spirituality, and then you know what a violet flame is, and violet is my favorite color, and I'm a Leo, as you may have heard mentioned, so violet flame is another image for me. Well, I kind of can't help but wonder, do I want to get a tattoo because I want to be perceived as somebody who would get a tattoo? I mean, is that a thing? But this really shouldn't be about how I'm perceived. You know, I think about it, like I see Jenny McCarthy, Masked Singer, and she has, I noticed, at least on one of her wrists under here, and I think, well, that's a really neat place. And actually I met a woman the other day who has tattoos on both arms, upper arms, and she's in her 20s. And I mentioned about thinking about getting here, and she goes, oh yeah, she goes, that's a really elegant place to get one. And it hadn't occurred to me, and I hadn't thought about it in that way, but I guess for people who get tattoos, you know, there's probably, you know, they've looked into it and they've considered, and do different tattoos in different areas mean something? So she said she's actually staving that area for something really, really special. And I thought, okay, all right, maybe I'm onto something about if I was to get one here, where Jenny McCarthy has one. And though I don't necessarily think elegant when I think of her, I think confident, and just seems like a neat woman for the little bit I know of her. But you know, let's look at someone that I maybe do know a little bit more about, and that's Meryl Streep. I doubt Meryl Streep has any tattoos. Diane Keaton, Oprah. Who knows for sure? Well, somebody knows. I've never really looked into it. I think I've heard that Helen Hunt might have one or two. But regardless, it's like, why should it matter to me that those people, like, oh, if Diane Keaton has a tattoo, then I'm good to go. I'm not Diane Keaton, and I'm never going to have the same life that she has, whether I get a tattoo or not. But that's something to consider. If I get a tattoo, does that affect my career at all? I mean, my aspirations, my focus is the entertainment world. And I see a lot of people that have them. But do they get them when they're young, or does it matter being my age and having a tattoo? An age, that's something to consider, is not just because of how other people perceive it, but because of my skin. It's not as supple as it was when I was in my 20s. As much as I try, and I'm slathering on lotion, and I would obviously do some more research before I ever got a tattoo, because I'll bet there's skin prep that would be helpful. So is there something, you know, is it probably not a good idea to get a tattoo now because of the condition of my skin? And if I did, where's a better place to avoid, a better place to get it, different things like that to consider. You know, I know two people who are getting tattoos soon. Of course, they're both 20-year-old boys, sons of two of my friends. Does it matter? So talk to me. Tell me in the comments. I really want to know. Do you have a tattoo, or have you ever? Have you considered it? What would you get and where? If you know of anybody who has one, or you've had them and your skin is a little bit older, is there something to consider, something to avoid? Do you know anybody who got a tattoo and was like, oh my gosh, regrets because they got it, regrets because they waited so long to get it? Talk to me. And if you want to find out whether I end up getting a tattoo or not, just hit the subscribe button and share. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Let me know. What do you think about the ink?